Hello everyone, this is Kay. Good to see you again. I have been teaching and sharing the knowledges of trading, including Ichimoku Kinko Hyo, through my YouTube, and I have also been teaching privately for the last few years, and I have noticed that most of the traders who fail or who lose confidence, it's not because of the lack of knowledge, but it's because of the lack of discipline. So today, as a Japanese myself, I wanted to share why discipline becomes important in trading from a Japanese viewpoint as myself. When I look back in Japan, we first in elementary school, we have to go to school on time. If you're late, like 1 minute, then the gate will be closed and you won't be able to get into the school, like a rush to the school. Let's say the gate closes at 8:30 a.m. and I had to run to the school, and if the gate closes, then maybe the teacher is gonna call my parents and I'm gonna be in trouble. So I try not to really miss that timing. As I get to middle school, there is martial arts, judo or kendo. Martial arts is mandatory in Japan for men, for boys, as a physical education program. So we have to take, everyone has to take the martial arts program in Japan in middle school and high school. It's about half a year program we have to take. And when we take that, for example, if it's when it's judo, I was studying or I was taking judo lesson at middle school, public middle school. When I tried the first time, that was really tough because there are certain ways to follow. Like you have to first change your clothes to the judo wear and no shoes. And when it's winter time, it's very cold. We practice on a tatami mattress. So tatami mattress, we have to also prepare by ourselves. And everything was so difficult. Everything was new to me, new to everyone. And that was so difficult. I hated it actually because it was very cold in winter time. But as we follow over time, then by the end of the physical training or physical class, then I get used to it myself. Because we follow those things for half a year or something, then we get trained discipline. In high school, I learned kendo. Kendo is a sword technique. We have to wear gears, arm, and we have to follow also a certain way to train ourselves and to practice. Also wintertime, could be wintertime and it's very cold. It's we don't of course wear shoes or anything on the bare feet. We have to practice kendo on the cold wooden floor, and that was very tough. But again, by the end of the class, by the end of the physical class, we get used to it. And I think that's another way to follow discipline. And as we get older, as we go to, let's say we go to university, in Japan, we have to also follow certain rules and things, like a hire to teacher, professors, or to the higher grade, students, we have to respect. And plus, after you graduate from university and go to, after you get into the company, then in the company you have also to do never be late. You have to be on time. And I remember that personally, the most difficult for me, let's say there is a lunch break, but lunch break is very sharp, 12 to 1 p.m. And I still remember that when I first went into a Japanese company after I graduated from university in America and stayed there for 8 years, then came back to Japan. And then I first went into the pure Japanese company. And that was, the lunchtime I still remember was quite shocking. I was fresh, right? The very first lunch break, me and other colleagues who joined at the same time went out for the lunch. We three actually went out for lunch. And then there are other colleagues working together, but because we are fresh, freshly joined, the manager or my boss asked us to go to the lunch break first. So we three went outside, but usually 12 p.m. it's a time when other company also has a lunch break all together. So it's first of all so difficult to find restaurant that we can quickly go in and eat and come back to the office. So we had to search which one would be like quicker to have the lunch. And we found it. We went there and we ordered. And we stayed there for maybe 40 minutes because we three were, first time together and we wanted to share something. So we kind of talked. It took like, 40 minutes after eating. And then we went back to the office. But by the time we were back to the office, it was like almost like, 105 or 110, somewhere like that. But as for me, I thought, 5 minutes, 10 minutes was okay because I was more familiar with the American style before. We all went back to the office and my manager was already like so angry because we were late. We were supposed to come back 1 p.m. But it doesn't mean that you come back at 1 p.m. It means you have to come back 12:50 or 12:55. The reason is because the other colleagues are already working for the company for many years. We are fresh, so we are making them wait for their lunch break. That's one of the reasons. We have to respect them in that way. And second is that they have to also share what they do to us so that we take over their job and then they go for lunch so that no job gonna be stopped in the company. So the boss said to us, yes, I told you can go lunch break between 12 to 1, but you have to come back 10 minutes earlier at least. And I was shocked. After I worked there for 5 years, I get, of course, used to it, and I totally understand what he means. That way, not only showing the respect to the other colleagues, but also the job itself running smoothly. So these are a few examples of what I experienced as a discipline. But I have so many other episodes, of course, in Japan. Like a train never gets late. When the train become late 1 minute, then the train staff have to apologize to us. We have to be always on time. 5 minutes early, 10 minutes earlier is usually like the respect to the others. So discipline in Japan, it has been cultivated and became like a normal that way. And of course, I have that mindset as I have been working in Japanese company for total 7 years or so before I became a full-time trader. After I experienced this and I'm in Dubai now, of course, Dubai is different culture and I understand people are also different and people behave different also. But as myself, I want to keep my own discipline because it's on my own. I don't want to force others unless they want to. But in trading, you have to follow discipline. And again, this is the reason why I noticed for the last 5 years of my teaching or sharing experience that people lose because of the lack of discipline. If you lack discipline, that means every time you do trading, every time you make decisions, the triggers are all the time different. And the thought process is also all the time different. And so that the results can be also different. Even if you're using the strategy, let's say if you're using Ichimoku Kinko Hyo itself, but the way you use it could be different every time if you don't have discipline. So that the result could also be different. And not only that, you cannot verify what went right and what went wrong. But if you follow discipline and if you make your own rules and follow rules, then if you trade that way, then it's more consistent and you see the result by consistency with discipline. And after a number of trades, if you look back those trades, you can really analyze and you know which one to improve. Then you improve, you fix you edit your strategy and then move on to the next trade, for example. This is the process of Kaizen, we say, like a continuous improving mindset, Kaizen education, Kaizen mindset. So Kaizen, or improving your own skills or your own trade experience, can also only be done by discipline. That's another reason why discipline is very important in trading. And I know that because I am a Japanese again, and I have been living in the US for 8 years, and now I have been in Dubai for 4 years. So I know how difficult to follow discipline is, and how important that discipline is at the same time, especially in trading. So that's something I wanted to mention today. Yeah, that's my message for you too today. Next time when you trade, or if you're using the strategy, let's say Ichimoku or my strategy KTS, then ask yourself, am I disciplined? Or do I follow the rules? Sometimes emotion kicks in and you may not be following the rules. Without knowing yourself, without realizing yourself, you may be changing, you may be emotionally trading, revenge trading, and that's not disciplined way to trade. So ask yourself, did I trade with discipline? If not, then from next trade, trade with discipline. And that's my advice. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please press the like button and please subscribe. I also have my private communities, so feel free to join. So thank you very much. And until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you.